Just last week, the Paris-backed president has pointed the finger at outside interference, saying other countries are to blame for the violent protests.
These are not ordinary demonstrations that were brought under control by a real, carefully orchestrated insurgency to create chaos in the country.
The US has publicly backed the protest, saying it supports a government elected by the people of Chad. Demonstrators took to the streets after the president said he would stay in power for the next 2 years. We have the latest from our local reporter on the ground.
Here in Yemen, life has returned back to normal for the people of the city after last week's protest. There is still curfew in place. President Déby has announced that 7 days of mourning will be observed for the people who died in the protest last week, but he also said in his televised address that the protests are not normal. He warned of a real insurrection carefully planned to create chaos in the country. The president did not name any country, but he accused foreign powers of supporting an insurrection in Chad. Meanwhile, the man behind many protests against the current government success, his conscience is clear, and that his group will continue to advocate for change in Chad. But as people are trying to get back to their normal life, they do with knowledge that more protests are being planned, but they are hoping it will not escalate into other problems in the religious way like Muslim and the Christian.
France supports the regime in place in Chad, and that is the root of all the problems. Since we know France wants no change, all they want is their interests. They care about their population's well-being and only about their interests.
I think it's time to change things. Chad has many natural resources and it is very rich, but we face high rate of unemployment. For example, I got bachelor degree in 2020, but I don't have any opportunities to get a job. It is very sad to live and see this in a country like Chad with all its resources. So we should change things now.
Tensions are also on the rise in Central Africa, where Kenyan troops are preparing to deploy in the Democratic Republic of Congo to join a fight against anti-government rebels. The chief of Kenya's defense forces says they are ready.
This mission is like the one we have been having in our neighboring country, Somalia, and I'm happy since the majority of you have been serving at the African Union mission in Somalia. I have great trust in you and the DRC. It's high time we act on the rebels.
DRC's government requested help from African states amid renewed violent clashes with the M23 militant group. Kenyan troops are the first to join, with help from Uganda, South Sudan and Tanzania also on the way. They are set to enter a hostile area in a town bordering Uganda, which is currently being held by the rebels. It's not the first time Kenya's military is joining a mission in other countries, having previously been deployed in Somalia. India's competition regulator has slapped a $113 million fine on Google for not allowing app developers to use third-party payment services. This is the second such penalty imposed on the US company in recent weeks. Let's get the details now from our correspondent in India, Ranjan Sharma. Ranjan, good to see you. Could you please break down why exactly Google is in hot water?
Like you pointed out, India slaps another fine, another penalty on Google. This is, in fact, the second fine that has been slapped on Google in less than a week. The first fine was for about $162 million. The recent one, the one which is slapped now for